So, welcome to our mindfulness session for the kind of breathing space community for today, the 26th of May. And today we're all about recognizing what is here, allowing it to happen, allowing it to be in whatever way it is, not looking for mindfulness to be any particular way. Okay. Might be that if we go into a mindful state, we begin to feel relaxed. But mindfulness is not inherently about being relaxed. It's about being aware of what's going on purpose and without judgment, and just being with whatever's here in the present moment. And that gives us a chance to investigate, to be an observer of ourself, of our feelings, our emotions, our physical sensations, and then just to step back, non identification, that little distance where we can say, well, this is something that's happening, but it doesn't necessarily define who I am or what I am. It's just an experience, and I can be curious about how this manifests in me. And then we're going to bring in a little bit of compassion around that. And last week we did compassionate breathing, breathing in for ourselves and out for someone else. This week we're going to go back to our compassion break. So a soothing compassion break and a fierce compassion break to follow on from our practice. Okay, so finding a posture. One day I'm going to ask you all to do a part of the meditation each and see if you actually remember the structure of the meditation that we do every day. Because we always start with finding a posture. So you know what to do. Finding a posture and using this as a way of connecting to body. Turning attention inwards, sensing into body, feeling how that body is arranged, sitting or lying, standing or even walking, perhaps today might be what you want. Using this as a way of settling in, finding your mindful awareness, a sense of being alert and present, but also a place where we can let go of any efforting. Just allow the practice to flow in its own way. And through awareness of our posture, we can tune into our anchors, perhaps beginning today with sound, opening awareness to curiosity of any sounds in the room, in the world around you. We don't have to hear all the sounds, just noticing which sounds draw your attention. And then a curiosity to the quality of that sound. And just getting rid of this idea that we have to be doing anything. We're just observing what is already here, what's already flowing. So our sounds are always there as an anchor to return to if we want to just be present. The sound can only be heard in the present moment. But we might choose a different anchor, perhaps the feet, noticing how and where your feet are in contact with a shoe, a floor, or perhaps you're on a bed or a cushion. We can feel our seat on a chair, on a cushion, some part of that region of the body will be in contact with something that is supporting your weight. Even standing, the seat in a way is connected to the floor through the legs and the feet. You can feel the body's weight through the pelvis. Inviting curiosity to the hands, noticing fingers, maybe tingling or buzzing. And of course, always with us, our breath. We can just be curious. Where do we feel the breath most present today? In our practice, the invitation is to be with whatever is here as we investigate the flow of emotions or thoughts. But we always have a choice. And when we have awareness, perhaps we are too deep in the thinking or too wrapped up in the emotions, we have the choice to let them go and come back to one of those anchors. Just reconnect with the feet on the floor, or the seat, or the hands. Reconnect with one or two breaths. Come back to body. Come back to being grounded and present. And then, just as in real life, once we've taken that mindful moment, then we can open to observing emotions and thoughts again. So, what is alive in you right now? What is coming into your practice today? Mindfulness, just being aware, on purpose, in the present moment, and without judgment. What is aware? What is your awareness aware of right now? Could be anything. Maybe even just the energy of your body, restless or relaxed, or energized or tired. Sensing into maybe your muscles, just checking in, seeing what's going on. We might start with our feet, our legs, just curious to any sensations you might notice. Maybe lingering gently to explore all those different sensations that are alive in the feet or the legs. Then just checking in with the muscles around the back, the pelvis, even up into the shoulders. Not necessarily checking into the whole, noticing what comes alive when you just drop in to visit, say hello to your muscles of your back. breathing through whatever we find, always breathing. Feet are always on the floor. And perhaps if we're human, there's a tendency always to look for places of tension or pain, discomfort. And if we've found any, of course, just just turn towards those and investigate how they actually feel. Just breathe some curiosity into and around what you find. Being aware, though, that there's never just one experience going on. So maybe just rest with your back and find some place that feels either pleasant or neutral, and explore how that feels too. And we might then bring our curiosity to our arms, the upper arms and the lower arms, the hands, checking in with how the energy of you feels in your arms today. Noticing how they can communicate without any words, a sense perhaps of temperature, a sense of the energy in your body. Just being curious how that is communicated by and through the arms and the hands. And again, if you find any sensations that are unpleasant or uncomfortable, breathing some curiosity around and through those, investigating how they feel. And then let's go look for somewhere in those arms and those hands that feels pleasant, or perhaps just a sense of neutral Nothing exciting, perhaps even just a sense of places that don't come into awareness at all. Just noticing how they feel. We can now gently invite our curiosity towards the intestines inside the belly. Perhaps here we reconnect with the movement of the breathing, but going beyond that, asking into those regions in the belly. How does my energy feel in here today? Noticing any sensations that might communicate a mood, an energy, a sense of ease or uncomfort. And again, if we find anything uncomfortable or unpleasant, seeing if we can allow it to be. Just breathe through it, around it, with some gentle curiosity. Just asking, well, what does this actually feel like? And of course, somewhere there's probably a feeling, a sensation that is more pleasant or just neutral. So noticing those, being curious about those too. And from there, let's just move our attention slightly upwards into the heart space. Here we very probably feel our breathing and maybe even noticing the rhythm of the heart beating away. Coming here with very gentle curiosity, with a tender awareness. Just softly asking the question, how does the energy of the body feel in this place? And often when we come into the heart space, there's this recognition that the body and the emotions really work as a team. So when we connect into those physical sensations, we begin to notice the flow of emotions too. So if you're willing, there's always the possibility here to go beyond just the physical sensation and notice perhaps how skin or muscles or organs throughout the body are perhaps carrying or flowing with a certain emotional energy. Just being curious, maybe even noticing different layers or different emotions that are dancing together. Perhaps if you notice an emotion, rather than giving it words, just notice where it arrives, where it's resting in the body. Just maybe even bringing a gentle movement to those places, breathing curiosity to how that feels. And of course, whatever emotion we have found, perhaps there's others around that feel different, more pleasant, or maybe even just neutral, almost boring, almost too normal to bother with. So let's just give them some recognition too. There's always something beneath the surface, a little bit deeper, many different threads that are weaving the tapestry of you right now. Maybe as you look closer, you notice this tapestry is not just all one color. There's many different threads. And you might notice that just as when we weave a tapestry, we move the thread through. Maybe those emotions come and go. They move, they shift, continuously changing, ebbing and flowing. And around those, as we've all noticed already, because life, around our awareness of the body and the emotions, there's always that thinking mind. So just also opening now to noticing, observing those stories, those habits of thought, the narrative that we're trying to write about this experience right now. Being curious to see where the mind goes, to try and make sense of everything that it is experiencing. Where does it go back in the memory? And where does it go projecting into the future? Just observe. And if there's a tendency in the brain, as we all have, to be caught up sometimes in a negativity bias, just recognizing that there are in that thought stream also other possibilities, other ways of perceiving things, maybe even some possibilities that would be pleasant or neutral. Just seeing if we can notice any of those too. And with our awareness, let's move into a bit of self-compassion. So this is a practice that comes from Kristin Neff, and it's a way of holding what we experience with compassion. So whatever has come up in today's meditation, just recognize perhaps if something has come up and it's unpleasant, you might want to take a hand and just place it somewhere on your body, your chest, your stomach, or maybe your shoulders, your cheek, or the back of your neck, just somewhere that feels compassionate to you. Let me try out different places and see which one resonates with your body today. And you could say, yeah, this thing that I've noticed today, physical, emotional, or this thought stream, this is our mindful awareness. This is difficult. This is unpleasant. but that's part of mindfulness, to be aware. And it's okay right now just to be with this experience, just to sit with it. And you could say to it, yeah, this is sore, this is stressful. But right now, I can just be aware of how this feels. And equally, in your practice, if you've come across something pleasant or neutral, we could say that this is part of experience too. This is pleasant. This is neutral. And this is part of our awareness. We can be with this too. And for those experiences that we've come across which might be unpleasant, let's just connect with our common humanity and say, yeah, well, this is part of life. It's part of being human. I'm not alone. Others have their difficulties too. We all face discomfort in our lives, and this is how it feels when we struggle like this. And we could also recognize that those pleasant experiences, those neutral experiences, are part of being human too. We all experience a range of emotions, a range of physical sensations, sometimes even side by side. And this is part of the common human experience. Whatever you're feeling right now, just reconnect with those hands that are soothing your body. Feel the warmth and the gentle touch of your hands. And whatever you're experiencing, you just say to yourself, can I be kind to myself while I go through this? How can I bring some comfort and kindness to myself in this experience? We might even say, may I just accept myself the way I am, the way I feel. Can I be understanding and patient with myself? Just breathe those qualities into your experience. And if you've come across anything in your day or your week that keeps dropping into today's practice, something that really feels off, you might feel that you have a need to turn one of your soothing hands into a fist and place that fist over your heart. Take the other hand as a hand of compassion and hold the fist. So you can say, I see what's happening here. I see the truth that this is not okay. And as you do that, just feel the energy that comes up in your body with those words. This is not okay. This is unfair. I don't feel very safe. And if any of those words resonate, just be curious where that energy comes into the body. Maybe use your soothing hand just to caress that fist that brings you the strength to process these emotions. And remember our common humanity. I do not stand alone, right? We have a community of friends to support each other. All people, all humans, even all living beings encounter times when they feel this is not fair, this is not safe, this is not okay. So let's see if we can bring a relationship to that experience that says, I am not a victim here. I am empowered. All human beings deserve to be safe, to be treated with justice and fairness. And that includes me too. See how that manifests in the energy of your body. And then feeling that fist and the soothing protection of that fist, you can say to yourself, I will protect myself. That this is an act of self-kindness. That we can be fierce in our compassion, in drawing boundaries and preventing harm. And so there is no obligation to just allow others or situation to treat you in a certain way. You can say, no, I'm going to take whatever action is necessary to care for myself and maybe even to stop this. Enough. No more. And so feel the soothing force of the yin energy, the soothing compassion, and in your fist, the strong yang energy, fierce and empowered. And give yourself full permission to feel the soothing compassion to care for yourself and the strong compassion to be angry, to be resolved, to connect to your truth, to stand up for your values, but always with your soothing compassion to hold this in love. So we aim the compassion here at the place that it hurts, the place where it feels difficult, not at whoever or whatever is causing the harm. We focus on healing where it hurts within us. So, can we bring our yang energy and our yin energy together and commit to taking action, but taking action in a compassionate way, in a way that recognizes the humanity of everyone? Allow both energies to flow together. So, let's just take a few minutes in silence to connect back to whatever is alive in you today. What we feel in the physical body, in the emotions or the thoughts, in our tender compassion, our fierce compassion, and just feel those energies flowing together. Be curious about how that feels in the body, in the emotions, or in the thoughts. So maybe just taking a few deeper, mindful breaths, feeling that going in and out of the body, reconnecting to the sounds in the room around you. Noticing your feet on the floor and your body in the chair on a cushion. Noticing your hands, how they feel. Bringing a little bit of movement into those fingers and those toes. Noticing how that feels too. And then when your body's ready, maybe it wants a little movement or a stretch or a yawn or a sigh. And when you're ready, opening your eyes, taking in the room around you, noticing how it feels to be here right now. And then when you're ready, coming back to our screens, and we'll have a little chat about our meditation today. I'm just going to stop